Okay, so a little bit about Sutter Dogs is we provide care to actually 31 run dog kennels by feeding, watering, and cleaning the kennels and all the pens. We also assist in training bird dogs and maintain property for improvement of wildlife. Okay, more about it. Sutter Dogs was established in 2006 at the current location where it is now, today. We train upland dogs year-round, yes, during the freezing rain, snow, and in the dead of heat, on 160 acres. There is also lodging, guiding hunts for wild turkey, quail, and deer on 5,000 acres. That is a lot of land, if you ask me. There are also 2 full-time employees, 1 part-time employee, and 2 full-time summer interns. The Kansas Pet Animal Act. So these are guidelines that we have to follow in order to keep the business going. This is why we make sure the whole place is clean and why we do maintenance daily. We get inspected randomly to make sure we are following the guidelines. And we are also licensed by the Kansas Department of Agriculture for boarding, breeding, and training dogs. Day-to-day chores. So when you show up, the first thing that has to get done is feeding and watering the dogs, which is very important, obviously. After that, we clean and disinfect the pens, so fully rinsing the pens, making sure that they're sprayed completely and clean, and then disinfecting everything. After that, we do insect control, so we spray permethrin all around the dog pens and the dog pens to keep the fleas and ticks and everything to a minimum. And then we feed and water birds, pigeons, and the quail, which we use for training. And then we also do insect control down there. So we spray permethrin literally everywhere down there because the flies get really bad. And we're also kind of like out in basically a pasture, so there are ticks everywhere. And then training pigeons, so they lay eggs, obviously. And then they have the little pigeons. Well, they don't really know how to go in and out of the building, so we leave like the one-way door open so they kind of learn how to go in and out so we can use them for training in the future. Major projects we have done this summer. One of the big ones is refurbishing the dog houses because rust gets in them and on them, which is quite the project. Bird netting and kennel. So we put up a net in the kennel, and Jim chose to do it when it was 120 degrees in Lincoln, Kansas, not when it's 80 like it is now. So that was quite hot, getting up on a ladder in a tin building with the sun beating down and like 4 big fans going. So it was quite warm. Tree control. So like I said, we're kind of like in the middle of a pasture, and the trees get quite bad out there. And so it's not like trimming the trees, like you have to get down on all 4s and use a saw and cut the trees down. But on the bright side, it's like making habitat for the wild quail and other birds for hunting. Vaccinating dogs. You have to keep them healthy, especially since not all of them are ours. So we vaccinate them with distemper parvo and bordetella, and obviously other things. Learning general dog training concepts. So one big thing that Michaela and I have learned are on and off pressure with the dogs. So basically, like if they are not cooperating, you put pressure on, and when they are, you let the pressure off. And also we've learned other things, but that's like the main one. Grooming. Okay, baths. Some dogs are really easy to give baths, some dogs are not. But we make sure that they are clean right before they go home, and also during their stay if they get dirty, which they do get very dirty very easily. Clipping. So, like I said, some of them are easy, some of them are not. When they are not, it's quite hard to give them haircuts. They are fighting you, like they don't want to be sitting down. So you have to have a lot of patience. But in the end, it's better for them. Water breaks. So they are those limestone water bowls around the property so dogs can cool down during their training session. So when they're running around in heat, they get hot very easily. So we make sure that those water bowls are filled up all the time with cool water and swimming with the dogs. We had one dog this summer that did not really like the water. And so let me tell you, it was quite the experience teaching her how to swim. So yeah, as you can see, Jim had to get in the water with it. It was fun to watch though. I like to be a spectator of that, not to be in the pond with him. But it was fun to watch. Food plots. So we burn mowed areas around for, like, to plant milo like we are doing now, for birds to come in, deer. It attracts more wildlife and any other thing for hunts, and also other things like driving around. We go driving around, and it's really cool to see. Like, we have two baby fawns around, and we see them quite often, and they're really cute. You get to see them grow up, so it's really fun. Some fun pictures. So on the left is one of Jim's not really new, one of his puppies sleeping. Her name's Sammy. She's quite cute. So she's sleeping in all of those two. And then there's also two others of his dogs. And every time you walk by, there's something going on. They always have to get your attention. And Jim's like, walk by, don't even look at them. You can't even look at them. If you walk by, there's one of them. He'll stick his hand through the gate until you touch him. He needs attention. So he's quite the deal. Then that's it. So thank you if you have any questions. Also, if you need a dog trained, or boarding, or breeding, whatever, you can contact Jim. So yeah.